This is Paul, the SDR guy. I'd like to thank the SatDump development team and especially the lead developer, Alan. Alan has answered so many questions for me and is a great guy. Also, Lego 11 has helped me quite a bit, and he's responsible for the science-related aspects in SatDump. I'd also like to give a shout out to a couple of my favorite YouTube channels. My good friend Gary, who has collaborated with me on earlier videos, he has a new YouTube channel that's called Signal Galaxies Unlimited. This is a great channel. Gary's just getting started. I suggest you go over there, subscribe to his channel, and tell him that Paul sent you. And I don't want to forget Matt over at Tech Minds. Matt has so many good videos that comes out showing new hardware, software, and Matt sure does a great job there. So at any rate, just wanted to give you a couple of my favorite YouTube channels. As usual, all links that I use in my videos will be put in the video description. A bit later in today's video, we're going to be downloading satellite images from NASA's GOES satellites. The images are very interesting to look at, but what if we could learn how to predict the weather? And this is for amateurs only. My friend Lego 11 has created a wonderful page to do just that. And I'll just scroll down a little bit on his page. It's a pretty long page, but he's got the basics that we can all use to do this. And so this is a very good resource to get started. And since we're going to be downloading images from a NASA GOES satellite, let's come over to this web page. And there's several interesting links. The first one, download ABI fact sheet. It is right here. ABI stands for Advanced Baseline Imager. And you can read through this page and you can learn about it. And then we can then click on the second link here. So the ABI that we're going to be looking at has 16 different bands. And here you go, notice ABI band 1, we can scroll the way down here to band 16. And if we want to learn what each of these bands do, then we can click on them. We'll only take a look at the very first one. And when I click on that, we get this particular PDF. And this tells us it's ABI band 1, and then you can read the details of what all of this what all is included in this particular band. Some of you watching today's video will be more interested in taking a look at the images that are created by European satellites. So what we're going to show you next is how to create an API account to be able to do just that. But before we get into doing that, we can take a look here. These satellites, what we monitor: weather, climate, ocean, land, atmosphere. It breaks down all of the various satellites, and it's beyond the scope of today's video to delve into this, but the links, as always, are in the video description, and at your convenience, you can take a look at that. So what we need to do first is to create an account. So we're going to come over to Data and Science, and then come over here to Visit the User Portal. And once we get over here in the left-hand column, we're going to click on Login. Of course, we do not have login credentials yet, but we're going to go ahead and click Login here. And if we scroll down here, don't have an account, we can register. So the next step is for you to register your account. Then you will come back to this page, and then you will actually be able to log in. You should now be logged in to your EUMETSAT user portal. And as you can see, it's got your name here. On the left-hand column, it's got your username. And I have already requested and received my data licenses, and this is optional. If you want to be able to get downloads that are 1 hour or less, then you need to have some licenses. And I'll show you what I picked. And the key thing for you to note here is that personal education and research. All right, once we have our data license, then the next thing we want to do is go to the EUMETSAT API website. And you know, as I said 100 times, all links in the videos in the video description. So when you head over here, then the two key pieces of information that we need are the consumer key and the consumer secret. And there's a convenient little copy button here. And so at this point, I'd like you to copy and paste both of these into a text editor, Notepad, Notepad++, or perhaps you have another one. And we will show you later in the video where to copy those credentials to within SatDump itself. We're going to now install SatDump version 2.x WIP. WIP stands for Work in Progress. As usual, all of the links will be included in the video description. So once we navigate to this GitHub page, we're going to go over to the right-hand column we're going to scroll down to where it says Releases. And we're going to then scroll down to Nightly Builds and click here. And we will go down, we're installing on a Windows 64-bit system, so we're going to download the installer here. That is downloaded, so we're going to now navigate over to our Downloads folder. Here's the installer, and we're going to next double click on that. And then we run into the normal Windows protecting our PC, so you'll need to allow the installer to run. Now that SatDump is installed, let's go ahead and launch the app. And I'll make it a little larger here. So the new feature that we're going to look at today, you'll go to File and then Load First Party. And I want you to notice that there are two tabs. There's a EUMETSAT, that's European Meteorological Satellites, as we discussed a bit earlier, and NOAA. And we're going to go ahead and scroll down here, and we're going to pick GOES 19 Full Disk. And I'm going to pick a time here. And I'm then going to click on Load. Now, the interesting thing about this is this new feature allows us to download the satellite images without needing an SDR, not needing an antenna. And so you can do a great deal of learning and exploring by using this. Now, once this finishes the load, if you look down here in the lower right-hand corner, you'll see this blue box going back and forth, and this may take a few minutes. So I will basically cut the video. Well, hey, how about that? It is finished. So what we're going to do next is we're going to close this dialog box. And here is our GOES 19 products. So we're going to select that. And the big thing I want you to notice right away is we pointed out that the Advanced Baseline Imager has 16 different channels, and how about that? They're right there. The other thing I'd like to point out is we can go to presets, and the satellites, they don't actually take pictures in colors as we know them, and we will be using these things that are called lookup tables or LUTs to add colors to these images. And it just so happens that there are a number of different presets here, and what we're doing is we're adding false colors to these images. In our case, what we're going to do is we're going to scroll down to MCIR, and we're going to be using a NASA underlay. So I'm going to left click on that, and it is starting to process now. So the thing I want you to notice here is that we're using, in this expression, you can see what all is being used. There's channel 4, channel 1, and what we're going to do next is we're going to left click on the image and drag it here in the middle, and I can use the wheel on my mouse to scroll, make this thing larger. And what we can do next is we can come here and click on image, and we can go down to remove background. And there you go. How about that? So you can spend quite a bit of time experimenting with this, with the different presets, learn about the different channels. So the last thing that we want to do in today's video is we want to come over to File, Settings, and we want to go down to the bottom and click here on the arrow for first-party support. And what you'll do is you'll retrieve your consumer key, paste it in here. You will also do the same. You'll paste your consumer secret in here and click Save. And after you've done that, then you will be able to go to Load First Party and pick the EUMETSAT options, and we can take a brief look at what is available here. So this concludes today's video. This is Paul, the SDR guy, wishing you a wonderful day. As always, feel free to make suggestions in the video comments, and I have a few more videos that I want to do in this series before we move on. Once again, thank you.